So of course I made little stickers all by hand to share, but I had drawn these, I want to say like freaking in 2017 or something, but I felt like they were still really cute. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is River, and I also go by Riv online. I'm an artist, a Twitch streamer, and I also enjoy making videos about my current projects and artworks, and also things from the past. So this sketchbook tour is one of those things from the past. I actually completed it around 2020 when COVID was first kind of emerging, I guess, for the first time. And I remember this being such a crazy, confusing, chaotic time. And at the time I was working full-time at a company that does online ticketing for events and dance studios. So it was just okay, those things aren't going to happen now. So everything came to a screeching halt, and it was just so crazy. And I don't know, I know a lot of people were getting sick, of course, but it was just total insanity. But it was also kind of interesting for me. It sort of shook things up and opened my eyes up to what I really wanted to do with my time and what I really valued as far as work goes, what I felt was important. I still help out at that old job seasonally, and I also do graphic design work for them when I can. But I did formally leave that job about a year later in 2021. But anyway, yeah, it was around that time that I also completed the sketchbook, which I think I had started in the beginning of 2020 and ended it a few months later. This is a square Illo sketchbook, I think I'm saying that right, which I did quite like. It is a pretty sturdy sketchbook. It is hardcover, but it's able to lay flat on your drawing surface, which I really liked. But while I flipped through this thing, there were some topics I wanted to talk about specifically when it comes to making friends, and I guess about having community as an artist, and what some of my experiences of that have been like, and how it continues to evolve and change for me too. So I studied general studio arts when I went to college. I graduated in 2017 with a bachelor's in fine arts. And of course I was surrounded by other artists, students, professors, and it was great. I had a really wonderful experience, and I had that community, and I had made some lifelong friends as I went through the program. And then I graduated and started working full time. I felt like I did have to seek out my own art community as I was no longer in the school setting. I primarily did that online. I already had been posting my artwork on Instagram and YouTube for a little bit, for some years, but I felt like I really did have to lock in a little more to connect with other artists and my audience. So around 2020, at the time of this sketchbook, I also began streaming myself doing artwork on Twitch. And that's also been one of the main ways I've been able to network and stay in touch with other people. And I still do this to this day when I can. I'll probably even stream myself working on some of this video, because for me it's kind of become a thing where, yes, I do art sometimes, but it's also just a space to hang out with friends and returning viewers. And honestly, I would consider some of them my friends at this point. I guess there's a sort of distance you have to keep with viewers on Twitch and followers in general, I guess, no matter what platform you're on. But there are quite a few people I've continuously talked to over the years, and we've watched each other's streams and stuff like that. So I would consider us friends, yeah, even if we've never actually met in person before. But yeah, recently, these past few months, I've also just tried to be more active and engaged with other artists in my own area here locally. I've been going to some figure drawing sessions that this couple has been hosting. I'm going to call them E and W for their names. So E and W have been hosting these sessions out of their own home, and they have the space and lots of easels and lights and a little stage for the model. And it's really cool because we're drawing nude models, and there really aren't that many groups around my town that actually do that kind of thing outside of the college setting. But yeah, it's a pretty laid-back group. Usually we get to talking about all kinds of interesting things. But we also know when we just need to focus and get some art done, because you know how it is. Sometimes we just get super excited and we want to catch up and ask each other questions. But we're there for a limited time, and the model is also going to get tired, of course, so, we all just want to work too. For a few weeks though, E and W were out of town, and during that time, my sister and I had actually signed up for a 6-week ceramics course through a local art studio. So I did make a pretty sizable sculpture of a toad, and then some other like smaller vessels that look like flesh pulling apart. And then I also made like a little box sculpture. I'm not sure if I'll be able to include photos of that here because I didn't want my phone to get all covered in clay. But that was also really nice to be able to play around with clay again, which I really haven't done since my college days. We had the class every Monday for about 2 hours per class, again over 6 weeks. But I think we had an extra class or two thrown in there because clay is just a medium that requires a lot of time. And I know it's like all art does, but with clay especially, I feel like you can just pour so many hours into it so easily. And then the clay itself just needs time to dry safely and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a good time though, and I think we were able to be a part of a little group and class for a while, and I'd really love to connect back with those people too. Another interesting thing that I did recently, I attended this like Neopets birthday bash get together event. If you're active at all in Neopets, you probably know what I'm talking about. But the Neopets team got people to like host and organize meetups for Neopet players all over the world, basically, I think. And they provided like virtual codes and other little goodies for people. And it was basically just to encourage a space for Neopet players to meet each other and make friends and cosplay and share their creations and just have fun. So of course I made little stickers all by hand to share, but I had drawn these, I want to say like freaking in 2017 or something, but I felt like they were still really cute and not that different from my current art style anyway. So yeah, I had made a bunch of those stickers and I like hyper focused for a few hours and cut them all out and gave them out. But yeah, I just chatted with some of the other players, and we all had so many memories of playing on the site, and they were also filling me in on some of the new stuff that was going on since it's been a while since I really played, I guess, intensely. But Neopets was one of those sites I first used growing up and learning about the internet. I also felt really inspired by the site's artwork and the other users on the site as well to learn how to create my own digital artwork and how to share that with people online. So I guess that's what I've been thinking about lately, like who really are the type of people I am able to connect with and what kind of people resonate with my artwork and what kind of people resonate with just me in general as a person as well. As artists, a lot of us spend time working and creating alone, of course. I guess you basically have to. But I also think it's super important to feel like you also belong somewhere. And well, as artists and just as people, we do have egos, and that's not a bad thing. It's nice to feel that like validation from others, and it's kind of a primal thing. We want to feel encouraged and valued for the things we love doing the most. I've been talking to other streamers and viewers on Twitch about this recently, and there's times, you know, we step back from platforms, but it's always nice to come back to them because at least for me it feels like home. It feels like home to have a little space on the internet like this to create art, share art, talk about art, but also to talk about your art, your projects, your accomplishments or worries, and just our lives in general. But okay, I think this is probably a good time to go ahead and wrap up the video. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing me talk about this kind of thing while getting to see some of my ancient artwork. I'd love to hear about your guys' community, if it's online or in real life, how you've built your artistic networks, how you've made friends, how you even navigate that kind of thing, whatever. I'd love to hear your experiences and stories as well. And I'm sure I'll be talking to you guys again in the next video. Until next time, bye.